So Florida's 2021 legislative session is underway. What key messages is the Florida court system communicating to lawmakers?
We are communicating that the justice system is moving forward. Cases are being resolved, but our system is under stress due to the pandemic. And of course, that's a message that many people are communicating to the legislature because the experiences we're having are shared by other parts of government.
So I know the preliminary budget for both the Senate and the House have been released. What were you pleased to see in those budgets, and what still needs to be accomplished before the final budget is approved?
Well, I was very pleased to see that some of our major priorities were addressed in one bill or the other. And the key thing in this process is to be able to keep your priorities moving forward in the process in at least one of the bills, because then you've got room for bringing it in for a landing when the appropriations process is fully resolved. So we're pleased that our pandemic recovery plan was partially funded in one of the bills. We're hoping we're going to see that augmented, but we're grateful to see that addressed in one of the bills. We're also pleased that a proposal we had for a new appellate case management solution was funded in one of the bills. And we're also pleased that our longstanding request for a new building for the Second District Court of Appeal has been addressed. That was addressed by the legislature last year. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, the governor had to veto those funds because of the uncertainty about how the state's finances were going to be affected by the pandemic. But that is now moving forward again, and so we're very grateful for that.
Well, that sounds very promising, and we're all going to be watching the process as it moves forward. And thank you for all your efforts. So most folks know that I care very much about the health and wellness of our members, and it continues to be a top priority of mine. Can you give our members one health and wellness tip to help them along their way in their journey of health and wellness?
Absolutely. I appreciate the opportunity to do that. I would advise that every day, if possible, you go exercise outside. Now, if you can't exercise outside, exercise inside. But I think there's something about being outside in the sun, hopefully in the sunshine, that I think is refreshing and restorative. And I know it has meant a lot to me particularly during the time of the pandemic, to have the opportunity to do that.
That's so important. I agree. Well, thank you so much for that tip and for giving us the information you provided today about the legislative session. Appreciate your taking the time.
Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for your leadership.